Well, looking back at the Colorado State game, both teams really grinded it out for about 38 minutes, and then the last minute and a half, 2 minutes, whatever it was, exactly was about as entertaining as I've been a part of. Both teams making tough shots and executing properly, and we just felt like it's probably going to come down to whoever can figure out a way to get a stop. And we made a great Nelly made a great play to kind of switch out when Baker got wiped out on the screen, and found a way to get the win. So obviously proud of our guys. Back to work yesterday, went over some Air Force stuff, and turned the page to an always challenging, very, very unique opponent. You know, and you watch Air Force versus UNLV first game, and they can do that to anybody. So we got to be really, really locked in. Excited about Saturday at 2, get that day game. We haven't had many of those in this building. So hopefully another great crowd. Only got 2 left in this building, and obviously 4 till conference tournament and beyond. So excited about where we sit.
Does the veteran aspect of this team help the kind of late season Air Force last place team on the schedule kind of not overlooking them sort of mentality?
No, I would hope so. I would hope we remember what they did to us last year. You know, I think everybody understands the uniqueness of the game for sure in the way that they play. If there's maybe a game you'd want to play before Air Force to where when you don't have a lot of prep, Colorado State does do some similar things. So some concepts of what we'll do will be similar. But we'll see. I mean, we're obviously we're fighting for a championship. We're fighting for conference seeding, postseason, and so hopefully, and we're home, you know, so hopefully the energy is great tomorrow all around.
So kind of on that note, you said it's kind of good to follow those teams back to back just because of the pace of play and stuff like that. I mean, you've said in the past, I mean, you like to go fast. Ken Plum has, you know, top 10 and tempo and stuff like that. So going against teams like Air Force where they want to slow you down, how important is it to just, you know, keep your foot on that gas?
Well, what they do differently than Colorado State, and I think what some people forget to really hone in on, is you got to score. You know, they play a switching man-to-man, matchup zone, whatever you want to call it. They play some 1-3-1, which a lot of teams are doing as of late. So we've got to rep that out pretty good in practice and simulate that because nobody really does that in the league. And that can be a little bit more unique. I think you harp so much on stopping their stuff, and sometimes you neglect, like, put the ball in the basket because they can make it very, very challenging. They'll pack it in. You know, and you got to be physical at the basket because they're tough there. So, you know, it's just a unique, like football with the triple option, and it's just a unique prep.
They have a forward in Rytis, Petraitis, if that's how he says his name, who's been putting up numbers this year, did so last year too. What does he do different kind of out of that system? I know they're a system that's pretty similar year in and year out. What does he do that kind of elevated himself from that system?
Yeah, terrific driver. Very, very good at straight line driving, getting to the rim, getting fouled. Yeah, he can make a shot, but he's certainly more of a drive first guy. He's a sophomore, I believe, right? So I mean, he was one of the better freshmen in the league last year. Tough competitor, got good size. You know, he's a guard playing the 4, so it's not like they have a true post guy. They post their guards more than their bigs. You know, so and he's a lefty, and that's always a little bit unorthodox. So he's always been very effective when we played him.
I'm sure you talked about it post game, but Mashburn coming out and having the game that he did, especially after this season that he's also had a little bit of off, I think people would say. But can you just talk about sort of who he is and the adversity maybe he's faced like within himself this past season?
Yeah, he is very, very driven, very thoughtful, maybe even at points to a fault. You know, I mean, I think he wants it so bad. You know, sometimes we got to remind him, loosen up and be a college kid. But, you know, his dedication, his commitment to being the best he can possibly be has never, ever been an issue. You know, I think sometimes fans get frustrated with me when I roll with him. I roll with him because I trust in his work. He's never had a bad practice. He's always been locked in and focused. And that's how he's been able to respond. I mean, he responded at Nevada. We played San Diego State at home. He didn't shoot the ball well at all. He makes 2 huge shots. Then he goes, plays not great again at San Diego State, and then comes back Colorado State and plays great. So I think so often there's so much false confidence because we just like to boast and post on social media and do those things. Like, puts in the work every day. He gets mad when we take off days. He wants to be in the gym, and so that's why he delivers in those moments like he's been able to do.
I know your focus is mainly on yourselves at this point, but I mean, over these last few weeks of the season, how much are you kind of paying attention to just the rest of the conference race?
Well, I mean, it's fun to talk about, but you end up just wasting a lot of time sitting in the office. And we do it like everybody else does. You're having a cup of coffee in the morning when everybody gets in, and just you kind of want to have a feel for the conference, who's playing what. I mean, but that's the fun part of it. But it is a waste of time. It's you can do it for a little bit, and then you got to move on. You just got to lock in on practice today to prepare yourself to get ready for Air Force. So it's got great opportunities in front of us, and Air Force is that next challenge. So it's been a great year for the Mountain West. Phenomenal, and hopefully we can just continue to get stronger as a conference.
And what about you getting named a late season watch list Naismith Coach of the Year?
I mean, I guess it's cool for like a couple minutes, but then, more than anything, it's like everything else. If you win, you're going to get recognized. You're going to be put on a stage. That's what I tell the players all the time is, if you win, if you want to be player of the year, win the conference. You want to be a first-team all-conference guy, be at the top half of the league. And you want to be recognized as a coach, win. And that's the way it should be. And all the coaches that are on the list, I didn't look at the whole list, but I'm sure they're winning. And that's what it gets you. So cool, little tiny, small victory, but nothing big picture that really matters a whole lot.
Were you on that list or any of those National Coach of the Year lists when you were Big Ten Coach of the Year? Do you remember?
I don't really remember, to be honest with you. I'm probably maybe. I don't know.
You don't frame the
No, I don't have the watch lists on my wall. Yeah, no, not sure.
Is that something you send? Here comes your favorite question. Is that something you send a text to Dad about? So I don't see your name on this list anywhere.
No. I mean, it's we have a family text chain, and everybody looks at X now, as I always call it Twitter, but you see it on social media, and sure, it's they're proud of it, but it's not. He's in the Naismith Hall of Fame, so I got a long way to go to catch up to him with coaching accolades. But no, it's like everything that we're trying to do is build a program, and all these little victories are good. They help recruiting, and they do. But you want to really hone in on the big victories.
Is there a way you can get Nelly to put two games together in a row like that offensively?
Well, I mean, the first thing we got to do is throw him the ball, and now they're going to switch everything and certainly make it challenging. But it's I do believe from an offensive standpoint, it is all connected. The better screen you set, you're going to get a switch, you're going to get whatever, and then the better spacing, you may be able to go one-on-one. But our guys, there was a maturity level post San Diego State in practice of understanding, we've got to throw it down there. We've got size and physicality in the front court. So I thought what Nelly did was kept it very, very simple. And that's what he needs to do, scoring down low. And so hopefully we continue over the next couple of weeks here to go inside out as much as we can.
What have the last few days been like on that phone and all those notifications?
It's been crazy. The media has been going insane since the layup. A lot of funny nicknames, a lot of crazy stuff. It's been fun.
What kind of nicknames have you seen out there that you think are funny or maybe even worth sticking?
The Detonator is pretty funny. Downhill Deluxe is funny. There's a couple other ones I just can't remember. There's some really funny ones in there.
Do you ever have any growing up, basketball related that with the last name?
Nah, nothing like that. So it's kind of cool.
Got an email said every time he does that, the headline should be "You just got dented" or something like that. Okay,
that's
dented.
That's
you like
clever.
it?
That
You're okay with
clever.
dented? All right.
I like it.
So, all right. What about basketball? You guys got Air Force coming up. This is a team that is last in the standings. I know you guys. I don't know how much you pay attention to the standings, but you know where they are in general.
Yeah.
How do you make sure the motivation you guys had and the big win you guys just had doesn't kind of slip a little bit late in the year when it would be pretty costly if you guys slip up.
I mean, we look back at last year. We let 2 of these slip last year, and this kind of cost us a tournament. So I think we're taking them very serious because we don't want any more mistakes like last year, and Coach P's been harping that. So it's a great scout for us because they kind of play similar to Colorado State, a lot of bad cuts, a lot of good offense. So, I mean, it's a good preparation for us.
You're in a position now where you guys do still have it in front of you. NCAA tournament, probably in a good position now, but you might as well keep working to get in. But also league championship. Do you guys talk about that kind of stuff, about the goals are still, out there to get?
100%. We set a goal at the start of the season. We know we can win the Mountain West. We know we still are in every chance to capable of doing it. And it's all in our hands. We have to win these next 4, play our hearts out, and we have a very solid chance of winning it.
Coach Pitino says, he and the coaches, they talk about, kind of how the race is stacking up and they're watching other teams. What's the talk like with you and the other guys on the team, just looking at kind of how things are shaking up?
We just really talk about it. It's all up to us, really. Like, we play how we need to play. Everything else will fall into place, really.
How's the ankle?
Ankle's 100%. Ankle's great.
Okay. Was it not 100% for San Diego State? Was it 100% for Colorado State?
It was. I wouldn't say it was 100% against either team. It was 100% against San Diego State and Colorado State, so
okay.
It was good.
Because I did see some layups that were kind of you didn't finish the layups like you had most of the year. Was that just a little either maybe tentativeness in the head or in the ankle, or was it just?
I think I just missed.
Right.
San Diego State did a great job of walling me up at the basket. I normally make them. I just missed in that game, really.
I'm giving you every opportunity for an excuse here.
I can't make one.
All right, that's good. Your coach today was named to a Naismith National Coach of the Year late season watch list of 15. What's it been like with Pitino over 2 years and this year in particular?
He's a great coach to play with. He's one of the most lenient coaches I ever played for. He's really for the players. Lets us have a lot of freedom on the court, and that's why he's on that watch list. He's a great coach.
Has it worked the way with the 3 guards, the way you had hoped, had envisioned, the way he had kind of mapped it out? Because you guys are 3 guards that want to get your points, right? That can get your points. Has it worked? Have there been some times where maybe it got a little, frustrating, or has it just kind of worked out the way you had hoped it would?
I think it's worked out exactly how we planned when he recruited me with the 2 other guards. Of course it gets frustrating. Everyone gets frustrated within the season, but nothing too bad, nothing too crazy. We all talk it out. We all fix it. We're all a team together. So I think it's worked out perfectly how we wanted.
How excited are you for a 2 p.m. tip tomorrow? You actually, have your Saturday night.
That's a good one. We played them at 2 p.m. I think last time when we were over there too. So that's a great schedule for me.
What do they do that makes it unique for a point guard? Challenging, maybe?
For Air Force?
Yeah.
They switch a lot. So, I'm going to have a 5 on me a lot of the time, so I got to get the ball to the big. So they do a lot of switching, a lot of man offense switching. And then on the offensive side, they do a lot of bad cuts, so we just got to stay aware and not give any free points.
One of the talking points lately has been getting the ball to the bigs again. You and JT had that, non-conference the first month of the season, just a great connection. Then people start getting film on you guys, right? And start taking some of that away. What can you do to make sure that you guys get back to doing that? And I know Wednesday night it was working with Nelly. You guys are getting the ball down to him, and he had a big game. What do you guys need to do to make sure that keeps happening?
We got to make them stay honest. We got to hit some throwback threes more, make them stay honest, start shooters. That way the roll's open. So we've been working on that a lot in practice, throwing the ball back, having catch and shoot ready. And then JT's going to find his touch again. No one's really worried about him right now. He's great.